Hi, and welcome to our audiobook series brought to you by Burgapoly Publishing. Let the journey begin. Today we are presenting
They laughed at the substitute until he saved their lives. Jefferson High had a reputation, and not a good one. Teachers came and went like the seasons, burned out by students who refused to listen and a school system that had quietly given up. Discipline was discouraged, intervention was rare, and chaos had taken root. When Mr. Smith arrived as a substitute, no one gave him a second glance. Another temp, just passing through. He was an older man, quiet with silvering hair and a demeanor that didn't command attention. At least, not at first. On his first day, he walked into a room full of noise. Students gathered in clusters, laughing, talking loudly, ignoring the fact that class had started. When he asked them to take their seats, they acted like he wasn't even there. Calmly, he walked to the back of the room to speak directly with the loudest group. One of the bigger boys stood up, towering over him, and sneered, "You can't make us! There's nothing you can do." Mr. Smith looked him in the eye and said he would call security and have them removed. As he turned to leave the room, a girl sitting at the front, Sherry, stopped him with a quiet warning. She told him that this was just how things were. No one would come, not the principal, not security. He should just do the best he could. Later, in the teacher's lounge, her words were confirmed. The other teachers looked tired, resigned. This was why no one stayed. But Mr. Smith didn't walk away. He returned to the classroom and began teaching anyway. The ridicule came in waves. Mocking laughter, whispered insults spoken just loud enough for him to hear, paper balls tossed in his direction. He bore it all with silence and grace. And then, everything changed. One morning, the fire alarm went off. But instead of the usual drill, a voice came over the PA system, tense, shaken. There were armed intruders in the building, shelter in place. In an instant. Mr. Smith moved. He pulled posters off the wall and covered the door's window. He turned off the lights and told everyone to get down and stay quiet. Even the most defiant students followed his orders without hesitation. He turned to Sherry and instructed her to lock the door behind him, and not to open it for anyone. Then, without another word, he stepped into the hallway and vanished. Moments later, 3 armed men appeared at the top of the stairwell. They spotted him and raised their weapons. But before they could fire, he dove from sight. They reached the landing, but he was gone. Then, he struck. Moving with a precision and speed none of the students had ever imagined, Mr. Smith disabled all 3 men in seconds. By the time the hallways began to fill with cautious, frightened students and teachers peeking from classrooms, Mr. Smith stood alone over the unconscious intruders. News spread fast. It turned out, Mr. Smith wasn't just a substitute teacher. He was a former member of the Special Forces, trained in counterterrorism and hand-to-hand combat. He hadn't taken this job because he needed money. He had taken it because, after everything he had seen and done, he believed the most dangerous battlefield was a classroom without hope. Now, when Mr. Smith walks into class, no one talks back. No one throws paper. No one dares to mock him. The students sit up straight. They listen, because they know. Never underestimate someone just because they're quiet. They might be the strongest person in the room.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this presentation, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future audiobooks. You'll find links below to explore our books and grab official merch. We've also included some affiliate links to the tools we use to bring this project to life.